Hi everyone. Today I'm starting a batch of tumbled Uper lights. I picked these up this summer in June up in Lake Superior. Sam and I went up there, and if you missed that video, it's kind of a cool video where we looked along the beach and had a ball picking these things up. So we left a lot of them right there on the beach, but these I brought home because I thought I'd try tumbling them. So people have asked me if I've tumbled these before and if they tumble, and the answer is I haven't tumbled them on purpose. But when I first got my light, I got this in March, got it for my birthday. This is a Convoy S2 light. It's got a special filter that works better for Uper lights. So when I got it, it was a little while before I could get up to Lake Superior, so I went down in the basement and dug through my rocks and shined the light on all of them, and this one glowed orange in places. It's actually got some orange rock in it. I don't know if those are the same spots that glow orange or not. We'll have to turn off the lights and see, or if I can tell here. Some of them are and some of them aren't. There's a big orange spot there that doesn't light up. Anyhow, this is just in with some other tumbled rocks from Lake Superior that I picked up a long time ago. I didn't pick this up because it was a Uper light, because I didn't know they existed then. Just picked it up because I thought it was a cool rock, threw it in the tumbler, and it shined up really nice. So I hope these all shine up just as well. So we'll see what happens. So you might be wondering what a Uper light is. So there's this guy named Eric Rintamaki who lives up in the UP somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where he lives, but I think it's in the eastern UP. And he discovered these, went out to the beach one night, I guess, and took a UV light with him and found these cool rocks. Gave them the name Uper light. The actual type of rock they are is syenite. And syenite, I didn't know this until I just looked it up, it's an igneous rock. It's pretty much the same thing as granite, except it doesn't have quartz in it, or at least not very much quartz. So what I read said less than 5% quartz in this, where granite would have a lot of quartz in it. The glowing part is sodalite that's in there. So within the syenite is sodalite, and the sodalite is what gives it that fluorescent glow when you turn the lights on and hit it with a UV light. So I'm going to turn off the lights and show you what these look like with lights off and UV light on. Oh, before I do that, this one's different. So these are all actual Uper lights. This one has a blue spot on it. So these have orange glowing parts, and down on one end here, I think it's these two light colored spots right here. They glow a bright blue. So that's not a Uper light, but it's still cool. So we'll throw that one in also. So let me go flip the lights off and show what these look like with the lights off. Alright, so let's just take them one at a time here and take a peek at them. This one's just loaded with sodalite, little tiny specks. In some ways though, I like the ones that don't have quite as much, a little bit more, because they show a pattern on them, and you can see like there's a darker line there. It's just a little more interesting when it's less consistently covered, I guess. Some people call these ember lights because they look like a glowing ember. Here's a little guy. That's a good one. Oh, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I see little blue specks on that one. That brushes off. That's just dust. So I've come to find out that I have fluorescent blue dust in my house. So that brushes right off, where this has blue on it, but it doesn't brush off. So there's a little speck right there that's real bright. Not quite as bright there, but bigger. And then these little specks in the back are just dust. So just a couple spots there, but they might tumble off, depending on how deep they go. Oh, and here's the one that I picked up before. This is a tumbled one. And once again, there's some dust down there, so it really shows up. So there's not that much on that one, but it's definitely a Uper light. It's just, I think it's as bright as the other ones. So we're going to throw these in the tumbler and we'll see what happens. Well, that was quick. These only took a week in the coarse grind. One rock took 2 weeks. I'm not sure which one it was. One of these larger ones took 2 weeks. So they're ready to go into the Lotto tumbler. So we've got one more week to go. They're going to go for 2 days in 220 grit. That's silicon carbide 220. And then they're going to go for 3 days in aluminum oxide 500. And then aluminum oxide polish for another 2 days. There's some extra room, so I'm going to throw in some of these crosses. These are some of the Lake Superior rocks I picked up probably this summer, but some of them might be older. I'm not really sure. So these crosses are going to go in with them. And I made some guitar picks. These are Brazilian agate, so those are going to go in. And my friend Bill found this piece of banded chert, and he asked me to tumble it for him. So this is a really nice piece of chert. It's going in also. So next time you see me, we'll be looking at the finished product. Well, now if somebody asks me if Uber lights can be tumbled, I know the answer. The answer is a big yes. They tumble very, very well. So let's take a look at them. Before we look at the Uber lights, let's take a look at the other stuff. Here's the crosses I tumbled. Got some Unikite here. Several of them that are made out of Unikite. And this one's Goganditillite. And you can see there's some undercutting right there that happens with Goganditillite sometimes. That's why I don't usually pick it up. This side looks nice. Here's some banded iron or Jaspolite. And then we've got some that are just plain white quartz, which I really like for the crosses. And I also threw in these guitar picks. Remember, these are Brazilian agates. We had one casualty. That water level agate just sort of broke right along there, so toss that one. But these other ones look really cool. I like when I can get the bands to kind of line up with the outline of the guitar pick. Oops. I don't know if these are all Brazilian. Some of them might be some other agates. This almost looks like a Montana here. I cut these up a long time ago. I don't remember exactly what I cut up. Anyhow, there's the guitar picks. That's not what you're here for. You might remember my friend Bill, who lives in Elkajon Bay and has a big sinkhole in his backyard, or front yard, I should say. This is a banded chert that he picked up, and it turned out really, really nice. I think that looks great. I might not give it back to him. All right, and then what you've been waiting for, the Uber lights. And as you can see, they've got a very nice shine to them. Much improved over what they look like in the beginning. This one's got a crack in it, but that's going to happen sometimes. Not much I can do about that. Guess I could have ground it down a little more, but I think that probably goes fairly deep. And this one has a couple little imperfections down here, but generally looks pretty good. It's kind of amazing how different these rocks look. They don't all look exactly the same. And there's this little guy here. And this one is not a Uber light. Remember there was one with blue on it? Had a couple spots of blue on one end. I think that's this rock, but I can't find that rock anywhere. This does not have any fluorescent parts on it anymore, so if that was the rock, I've tumbled off the fluorescent part. And by the way, there was this one that I had tumbled before, so it looks different also. The rest of them don't have any of that orange in them. But that was already previously tumbled. That was picked up years ago before Uber lights had even been discovered. I just picked it up because I guess I thought it looked like a cool rock, and I still do. So let's flip off the lights and see what these look like with the lights off. Oh, here they are. They don't really look any different now than they did before tumbling in the dark. Obviously with the lights on they got all shiny, but here in the dark under the UV light
they look just as cool as they did before. So if you've been wondering if you can tumble off the fluorescence, the answer is nope. These are just the coolest things. This is one of my favorites. Kind of looks like plants to me. And then my absolute favorite is this one. So that side looks good, but I really like this side. This kind of looks like constellations to me. Isn't that cool? So if you didn't see the video where I found these, my neighbor Sam and I found these up in Lake Superior, so there's a link off to the side, and there's also a link to where I made the guitar picks. So I'll see you in the next video.